Over 50, your liver could be silently failing, and it's not from alcohol. Discover the 10 hidden everyday toxins putting your health at risk. The liver is one of the most essential organs in the human body. It's not just the largest internal organ, it's also one of the hardest working. Every single day and night, your liver functions tirelessly, performing over 500 vital tasks that keep you alive and well. It filters and purifies your blood, breaks down and removes toxins, metabolizes fats and proteins, stores vitamins and energy, and produces bile to help digest food. Essentially, your liver is your body's detox center, energy reservoir, and chemical factory, all rolled into one. Because the liver plays such a central role in overall health, any damage to it can trigger a ripple effect throughout your entire body. When your liver becomes sick or overburdened, nearly every bodily system, from your immune function to your digestion, metabolism, and hormonal balance, can begin to malfunction. That's why protecting your liver isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about preserving your overall well-being and longevity. In today's segment, I'll walk you through 10 common foods, supplements, household items, and habits that may be secretly damaging your liver. These substances are often hidden in plain sight, masked by misleading health claims or marketing strategies, and yet they silently wreak havoc on your liver over time. Left unchecked, the cumulative damage from these hidden toxins can lead to serious liver conditions such as fatty liver disease, chronic inflammation, fibrosis, and ultimately cirrhosis, a severe scarring of liver tissue that can lead to liver failure or even death. But here's the good news. Liver damage is often preventable. By learning which substances to avoid and discovering smarter, healthier alternatives, you can take powerful steps toward preserving your liver's function and protecting your long-term health. Let's begin with the first and perhaps most underestimated liver poison of all, sugar. Remember to subscribe to Seniorpedia, your trusted source for living stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling lives after 50. 1. Sugar, a hidden but powerful threat to your liver. While most people associate liver damage with alcohol or fatty foods, sugar is an equally dangerous and far more insidious threat to your liver's health. Sugar is not only omnipresent in modern diets, but it's also highly addictive, activating the same reward centers in the brain as certain drugs. Among the many forms of sugar, fructose stands out as particularly harmful to the liver. Fructose is found naturally in fruits and vegetables, but it's also added in large amounts to many processed foods and beverages. One of the biggest culprits is boxed or packaged fruit juices. These drinks are often marketed as healthy because they come from fruit. But in reality, they contain high concentrations of fructose and usually lack the fiber found in whole fruit. Without fiber, the body absorbs fructose rapidly, overwhelming the liver and forcing it to convert the excess into fat. Over time, this can lead to a condition known as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, a silent but dangerous liver disease now affecting millions worldwide. Even more concerning is how fructose often hides in ingredient labels under various names: high fructose corn syrup, agave nectar, glucose fructose syrup, and even honey. It's also present in many processed snacks, candies, cereals, sodas, energy drinks, sauces, and baked goods. Unless you're actively reading labels and limiting these products, you're probably consuming more sugar than you think. Now, let's be clear, natural sugar in whole fruits is not the problem. Fruits like apples, oranges, berries, and pears contain fructose, yes, but they also provide water, vitamins, antioxidants, and most importantly, fiber. Fiber slows down sugar absorption and prevents blood sugar spikes, allowing the liver to process sugars more gradually and safely. So how can you make smarter choices? Choose whole fruits over fruit juices, especially those that are unfiltered and high in fiber. When making your own juices at home, avoid straining them. Keep the pulp and drink them fresh. Don't sweeten your juices with table sugar or syrup. Eat fruits with their skins whenever possible, as this is where much of the fiber and antioxidants are stored. Reduce or eliminate your intake of refined sugar and sugary beverages. In essence, your liver thrives when you consume natural, unprocessed foods and struggles when you overload it with concentrated refined sugars. If you regularly drink boxed juices or consume processed foods, you may be unknowingly stressing your liver every day. By swapping out sugar-heavy items for fiber-rich, whole foods, you can significantly reduce the burden on your liver and support its healing and regeneration. How to avoid the remaining poisons that can silently damage your liver. Our liver is constantly working behind the scenes to protect our bodies from toxins, balance our metabolism, and ensure our overall well-being. However, many everyday substances, including foods we consume regularly, can slowly wear down this vital organ without us even realizing it. In Part 1, we covered how sugar, alcohol, salt, red meat, trans fats, medications, and aflatoxins can each contribute to liver damage. Now, let's complete the picture with the remaining culprits: aflatoxin exposure from grains and dried fruits, vitamin and supplement misuse, dairy products, and refined carbohydrates. These last few may seem harmless or even healthy at first glance, but the truth is they can deeply affect liver function, especially when consumed carelessly or in excess. 7. Aflatoxins, the invisible fungal toxins in everyday foods. Let's begin with aflatoxins, one of the most dangerous natural toxins that can enter our food supply. Aflatoxins are toxic substances produced by molds, specifically the Aspergillus flavus and Aspergillus parasiticus fungi. These molds thrive in warm, humid environments and can grow on various crops, especially grains, nuts like peanuts, coffee beans, corn, rice, and dried fruits. What makes aflatoxins so dangerous is their carcinogenic potential. They are among the most potent natural cancer-causing agents known to science, and their primary target is the liver. Chronic low-level exposure to aflatoxins can quietly cause liver inflammation and damage over time, potentially leading to liver cancer or cirrhosis without any immediate symptoms. So, how can you reduce your risk of exposure to this invisible enemy? Choose freshness. Always try to buy the freshest possible grains, nuts, and dried fruits. Older products are more likely to be contaminated, especially if they've been poorly stored. Proper storage matters. Once you've opened a package of dried fruits, nuts, or grains, don't leave them exposed. Transfer them to an airtight container and store them in the refrigerator to prevent moisture buildup, mold growth, and insect contamination. Watch for signs. Never eat any food that smells odd, appears moldy, or tastes slightly off. That strange moldy flavor in a peanut, for instance, could indicate aflatoxin presence. If you notice this flavor or smell, it's safest to discard the entire batch and avoid purchasing from that brand or supplier again. Keep it dry. Store foods in cool, dry environments and avoid exposing them to humidity or heat. These conditions are breeding grounds for the mold that produces aflatoxins. Remember, aflatoxins are odorless and tasteless at low levels, making them hard to detect without lab testing. That's why prevention is key. One moldy peanut may seem insignificant, but repeated small exposures can accumulate toxic effects over time. Let us know in the comments. Do you enjoy eating peanuts or dried fruits? Do you have a favorite brand you trust to be mold-free? Sharing this type of information can help others avoid unnecessary liver risks. 8. Supplements and vitamins, a double-edged sword. Vitamins and dietary supplements are widely used by people trying to improve their health, boost energy, or support skin and immune function. However, not all supplements are safe, especially when taken in high doses or without proper guidance. One of the most concerning examples is vitamin A. While vitamin A is essential for vision, immunity, and skin health, it can be toxic when consumed in excess, particularly for the liver. Many multivitamins and specific tanning-related supplements contain retinol or beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A. When consumed in large amounts, this vitamin can accumulate in liver cells and trigger a condition known as hypervitaminosis A. This condition causes liver cells to store too much vitamin A, formation of fibrous tissue and scarring, reduced liver function, and potentially long-term liver damage. What makes this even more dangerous is that many people take multiple supplements at once, sometimes combining multivitamins, beauty boosters, and specialized nutrient capsules, without realizing they're overloading their liver with fat-soluble vitamins like A, which are stored in the body rather than excreted. So how can you protect yourself? Avoid unnecessary supplementation. If you already eat a balanced diet rich in fruits and vegetables, there is typically no need to supplement with vitamin A. Check your labels. Before purchasing any multivitamin or beauty supplement, look at the label. If it contains vitamin A or beta-carotene, evaluate whether it's truly necessary for your needs. Go natural. Get your vitamin A from food sources instead. Carrots, sweet potatoes, mangoes, pumpkins, and eggs are excellent sources of provitamin A, beta-carotene, which the body converts as needed, without overwhelming the liver. In short, just because something is labeled as a vitamin or supplement doesn't mean it's automatically good for your body. Use these products with awareness, moderation, and ideally under the guidance of a healthcare professional. 9. Dairy products, nutrient-rich but heavy on the liver. Dairy products such as milk, cheese, butter, and yogurt are staples in many diets around the world. They are excellent sources of calcium, vitamin D, and high-quality protein, all of which support bone health, muscle repair, and overall growth. However, when it comes to liver health, moderation is crucial. These foods are often high in saturated fats and animal-based proteins, which can promote fat accumulation in liver cells, increase inflammation within liver tissue, and potentially contribute to the development of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. This doesn't mean you need to eliminate dairy entirely from your life. Instead, consider making smarter, liver-friendly choices. Choose low-fat or fat-free versions of milk, yogurt, and cheese. These retain most of the essential nutrients while reducing the fat load on your liver. Limit heavy cream, full-fat cheeses, and butter, especially if you already consume other animal products like red meat or eggs. Try plant-based alternatives like almond milk, soy milk, oat milk, or rice milk. These options tend to be lower in saturated fats and can still provide vitamins and minerals, especially when fortified. Be mindful of quantity. Consuming large amounts of dairy multiple times a day may be too much for your liver to handle, especially if other high-fat foods are also part of your diet. Balancing dairy intake with plenty of fiber-rich vegetables, fruits, and whole grains helps offset the potential negative impact and supports a healthier liver. 10. Refined grains, the hidden carbohydrate trap. White rice and white bread are staples in many households, but they fall into the category of refined carbohydrates, foods that have been stripped of their natural fibers and nutrients during processing. While they may taste comforting and be easy to prepare, they can pose a serious risk to liver health when consumed frequently and in large portions. Here's why. Refined carbs have a high glycemic index, meaning they are rapidly absorbed into the bloodstream, causing sharp spikes in blood sugar levels. This sudden glucose surge forces the body to release large amounts of insulin, which in turn promotes fat storage, especially in the abdominal region and liver. Over time, excessive consumption of these carbs contributes to fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions that elevate the risk for heart disease, diabetes, and liver damage. But there's good news. Healthier alternatives exist that are gentler on the liver and better for your overall health. Switch to whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, barley, millet, and whole wheat bread. These foods have more fiber, which slows digestion, improves satiety, and prevents sugar spikes. Incorporate low glycemic index vegetables such as leafy greens, broccoli, and zucchini into your meals to balance your carbohydrate intake. If you enjoy rice, try mixing white rice with lentils or vegetables to reduce the glycemic load and increase nutritional density. The key takeaway? Avoiding refined carbohydrates doesn't mean sacrificing flavor or comfort. It's about making intentional choices that prioritize your liver and metabolic health. Final thoughts. Protecting your liver is protecting your life. Throughout this video, we've explored 10 substances and habits that can silently poison your liver, often without any immediate symptoms. From added sugars and alcohol to aflatoxins and excess vitamins, the list may seem long, but every one of these risks can be reduced or eliminated with conscious lifestyle changes. By choosing fresh, whole foods, reducing processed and refined products, avoiding self-medication, and respecting the liver's workload, you're not only preserving this vital organ, you're supporting every system in your body. Your liver is your body's chemical powerhouse. It has the incredible ability to regenerate and heal, but only if you give it the chance. If this video helped you better understand the hidden risks to your liver and how to avoid them, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing this information with others. Let's spread awareness and empower people to make healthier, more informed choices. Thank you for watching, and take care of your liver, because it takes care of you. Remember to subscribe to Seniorpedia, your trusted source for living stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling lives after 50. See you in the next video.